What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome back to another episode of the Goldblooded podcast. You feel me? Episode 8. 8 episodes deep. 8 reasons. Yeah, 8. How we doing today, guys? How we doing, bro? The Denver gifted. What's the word, man?
I'm doing pretty good, I would say.
You doing pretty good. Gifted, how you doing, bro?
Yeah, man. Watch my favorite team play basketball again.
Four times. 4 times this week.
Yeah, yeah.
Gifted.
I gotta say, for me, I am feeling pretty swell.
Mm.
I got a chance to, get my hair cut and really prepare for a
Facts.
lot of things. Paid off my car
Facts.
and whatnot. So for me,
W
pretty
car.
solid Sunday.
W car. Shout out Gifted.
Also saw this team play.
Gifted got the new car and the Doc Rivers, man. You know, it's on the up and up for Gifted right now, bro.
I wouldn't call it that Rivers. My barber actually makes adjustments.
But since no one asked how my day is, I'm doing all right. You know what I'm saying? It's been a pretty good day for me.
Mm-hmm.
The week, though, it's had its ups, had its downs, but you know what I'm saying? As the great man once said, I don't know who said it, but charges to the game. Feel me? So
what were the ups? What were the ups for this week? What were the ups?
Fasting, seeing family.
Nothing
basketball related.
They definitely played basketball.
Not for
we
sure.
did play basketball.
We definitely played some hoops for sure. Well, yeah. Speaking of hoops, you know, the Warriors played 4 games this week. Hit us with a whopping 1-3. You know what I'm saying? And the first loss of the week was against the New York Knicks at home, where we had a 3-game homestand. And this was our first game. Now, I would like to hear from you guys what you guys thought about this game, because I do remember a lot from this game. This game was not a blur to me. It was very. I was live watching this with y'all, and I was very upset actively while watching this. So, that I'm gonna go to Gifted actually first because he has his hand up. What did you think of this performance here?
So yeah, I came in this game saying that Tom Thibodeau is the sweatiest coach in the NBA, and down, OG Anunoby, he would make sure that Josh Hart continued his 48 minutes per game streak. Josh Hart put up a triple-double versus us in his minutes played, and Jalen Brunson gave us 34 points. So all in all, very, very sweaty game for the Knicks. Very disgusting basketball from both teams.
And Deuce McBride had 30 points.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh, also, you can't forget about the career high.
A career high for Deuce McBride. Very, very fun to see his career flourish and whatnot. So big shout out to him,
Big shout out.
A big shout out to that man,
Hey, but that's all you saw from that game, or there's nothing else in particular that was like eye-opening for you in that game, but you don't remember?
I don't think anything opens up my eyes except when I cry.
Damn, I never seen you this emotionally vulnerable before, man. W Gifted in the chat, bro. You feel me?
I've had to grow a lot,
Yeah. Deborah, what do you think about this game in particular, bro?
I mean, it's just the same thing that we've been seeing the whole season. They go on a run, they give us hope, and then they just let go of the rope.
That's a bar. They go on a run, they give us hope, and then finish the lineup. What you say then?
And then they just let go of the rope,
and then they hang themselves with that rope.
Okay, Gifted, you good, bro? I'm
doing okay, man.
All right, man. All right. So, guess my bad, Denver. Carry on. I don't know what's up with Gifted today. What you think of this game in particular that stood out to you specifically? Any plays, highlights, any lowlights? Anything at all? Did anything stand out to you in this game?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I can't think of anything right now. I don't know what you're insinuating.
Really?
No, I think the second that. Oh yeah, that was great.
Now, and for those of you who have not said, like, if you were confused right now, you're like, what is this nigga talking about? I'm gonna zoom in for you because I'm showing the box.
At first, it's crazy. At first, I actually thought you were talking about TJD being 9 for 9. That's why I said it was great.
Chat.
The zoom in really helps.
Y'all
Two
see
shots in 25 minutes.
y'all see this name right here, bro?
He took
25
two
minutes
shots
and 2
in
shots.
25 minutes.
Now, in this game in particular, B Pods was like chat. I've always said B Pods is a very passive like player. He needs to be more aggressive with a shot. This game was legitimately, and I kid you not, like legitimately him just like being an absolute jackass for 25 minutes. Like literally, like I'm watching this game and I'm seeing B Pods actively not want to shoot the ball, actively not actually be in place to where he looks like at least some level of a scoring threat. And on top of that, defensively, he wasn't even that good in this game either. He was like tanking the Warriors offense so much in this game in particular. And it was really bad for the Warriors, like extremely, extremely bad. Let me zoom back up real quick too. Klay Thompson in this game was actually like some level of a savior for us. He had 18 points. He was 5 for 10. He wasn't too bad for us neither. Chris Paul was also decent, but Steph had a horrible game, like a horrible game, bro. 8 of 20, 4 of 13, could not get anything to go down. To be honest with you. Kuminga was okay, but it was another game, chat, where we played in the fourth quarter. The game was somewhat close, and you couldn't like you could not like, and I repeat, you legitimately could not like execute offensively. The Warriors in the fourth quarters of games have been a post All-Star break really good defensive teams. They've been able to get stops. They have one of the best defenses in the fourth quarter post All-Star break. But the problem is offensively, they're so bad. Like they don't know how to execute. They can't finish plays off. They get antsy with the ball. They start to fidget. Like it's just their mind goes somewhere else when it's the fourth quarter. And it's been like a problem for the Warriors all season long. Hence why they're in so many clutch games, and hence why they lost a lot of these clutch games as well. Because the execution offensively in that quarter was just horrible throughout the season, but in particularly these stretches of games too. And on top of that, it doesn't help on like when you have someone like Dante DiVincenzo getting wide open threes and not defensively communicating. It doesn't help when you're allowing McBride to get it going offensively. Like these things just continue to hurt your team as you continue to strive or do whatever the hell you call this. I don't even know what to call this right now.
Especially when you do not follow up with your processing, which actually won you a game where you had Moses Moody playing extended minutes to guard Jalen Brunson, where he was doing a pretty good job. Whereas in this game, he plays 8 minutes because you have Pods playing 25 minutes of Ben Simmons production in 2024.
Yeah. Again, facts. I'm trying to pull up the Steve Kerr clip from when he was in after this game in particular. I remember Steve Kerr said along the lines, "Oh, I'm not worried about B Pods and what he has to contribute offensively to this team. He's not worried about his shot selection, him being passive on offense. You know, Steve Kerr was showing a little bit of his true side, the stubbornness, you know, like not willing to adjust and not willing to actually have some level of innovation like he did actually prior when he first got the Warriors job. That's another thing that I've started to notice as well too. Steve Kerr just been a bad coach. Like I've been saying he's not as bad. He just needs to tweak out a few things. What I've seen throughout this whole week, he's just been a bad coach this season. Like he's just been terrible. Like I'll be honest with you. Like it's the fact that I can go into night after night knowing that we lose off the same thing, and I know for a fact Steve Kerr just has something to do with it. It's that like it's the matter of fact that I know I can go into a game, and I will see that Steve Kerr won't make the right adjustments in the second half, in the fourth quarter, hell, even in the second quarter, and we'll lose that game. It's becoming a reoccurring theme with this guy, and I think that for the Warriors going forward, it's just not with the Warriors. Sorry, the front office for the Warriors going forward. It's just not looking good. You just paid this. He's the highest paid coach in the NBA right now, I think, or in the history of the NBA, is it not?
Yeah.
So and this is what he's doing with you. You paid him the most money for him to be a 10 seed, and for him to not make the adjustments properly. But this was just chat. This was just one game. This was one game before. So you're thinking to yourself, it couldn't have gotten worse since that game, right? Well, it didn't, because our next game was against the Memphis Grizzlies. And we played better basketball. We for sure did. Now, I'm not going to stay on this game for too long, but Denver Gifted, what did you guys think?
I had the Kirk clip pulled up if you wanted to.
Oh no, play that clip. I would love to. I want to show the chat who's here now, and even the people who's going to watch this when the pod comes out. to see that clip in particular because Steve Kerr is an absolute idiot. So play the clip.
Pajemski's obviously does so many other things, but the last couple games he has barely scored. Like no points a couple games ago, one basket. The previous game. Do you ever say, "Hey, we need some"? I mean, do you ever tell somebody we need some point? He's playing a guard position, so it doesn't matter to you.
I don't care if he scores or not. He's in every one of our best lineups. He's our best plus minus guy for the year. He's really good no matter whether he's scoring or not. And I know that, especially as a rookie, he'll have ups and downs from a scoring standpoint. And right now he's in a down period, but he allows other guys to play well just because of his recognition of what's happening on the floor, his cuts, his ball movement, his spacing. I'm thrilled with Brandon, and as long as he keeps playing as hard as he is, he'll be out there.
Steve, Pajemski's obviously does so many other things, but the last couple games
yeah, like that's just like a horrible saying stuff like, well, he's in our best lineup, so I'm not really worried about what he has to bring for this team. It's just some of the most egregious shit you could ever say. Like, you can find people in your lineups that are in some of your best lineups, and yes, he is contributing to that. I'm not saying B-Pods is a bad player by any means, but the problem with what you're saying is that he's still tanking like your offenses in these lineups. Like, you watch that Knicks game and you see them actively look at B-Pods and just know that he's not going to be aggressive. Like, when he is an aggressive scorer, or at least looks to score and starts off the game trying to shoot the ball, even that in of itself changes the dynamic of the offense, period. Because we know what capable shooter that he is. We know what he can do on or off the ball. And when he actually taps into that, this opens up your offense even more. That's like saying Jordan Poole, for example, is a scoring threat, but he just stopped shooting the ball. And when he was with the Warriors in 2022, this isn't going to like affect your offense because he's in one of our best lineups. It's dumb thinking. You don't look at raw plus minus and lineups to just determine if he's an effective player. Is it a contributor? For sure. Is it an indicator? 100%. But you coach this team for like the entire season. You see his tendencies. You know what he affects on offense. And you openly like denying the fact that he doesn't need to score the ball more, knowing that you still struggle with secondary creation and offensive load when it comes to Steph Curry is an issue, a massive one. But to move on, because we're going to get back to Steve Kerr and his antics later. What did you guys think of this game in particular? Because I think the Warriors did handle business here, but again, Memphis Grizzlies with a bunch of teammates. So
they did handle business, but I mean, they're supposed to. It's the Memphis Grizzlies.
It's the Memphis Grizzlies, bro. Like it's like chat. When I say this, I'm not even trolling. Obviously, no Ja. Obviously,
like I'm not like these are the only team, with the exception of the Bucks. These are the only types of teams that we've been like convincingly beating this season. It's teams like the Grizzlies.
Yeah, like I truly don't understand. Well, actually, no, I'm gonna get to that later as well. But yeah, Jaren Jackson Jr. actually had an okay game, 13-21. But it was the GG Jackson night because he had 35 points on 11 of 19, 7 of 14 from 3 assists, 5 rebounds. But yeah, the Warriors had handled business. Steph only played 24 minutes. Draymond Green only 24 minutes. So your two older guys are not playing that much minutes. But Steph had a good game. Everyone else had an amazing game as well too. Jonathan Kuminga with a great game, 12 of 17, 26 points, a plus 21. They just handle business, like I said, handle business in its entirety. Wiggins, a plus 22, 22 points, 10 boards, 4 of 6 from 3, 9 of 14 from the field. Pajemski,
6 shots in 23 minutes, and he only made 1.
Just Gifted. What did you think about this game in particular?
It's funny because this is a game that we didn't always have control over, and they just ran off with it at the end. Like, even against the Grizzlies, we had moments where we were asking, are we going to lose to the Grizzlies with, Bane coming in, hitting a couple of shots. By a couple, I mean 2. This is a game we were supposed to win, so this win really doesn't move me or a soul. Patrick Spencer played in this game, so that's the thing. So, yeah, win doesn't really do much. Pods continue to do the kick out, won't shoot things that he does. The
attack, the closeout when no one's there to attack.
Yeah, the closeout, just the closeout. Yeah.
That's attack. I call it the attack the Casper. That's what I call it.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, you're right. The Warriors did handle business. There wasn't really much to cover on this game in particular. Clay, amazing game from him off the bench as well. He's been rather actually hooping since he's gone off the bench, and I actually want to shed some light on Clay because he deserves it. He's been playing some of his better basketball, embracing this new role, and I want to see what his splits are since he's been integrated onto the bench because he's been amazing and he's been a lot for the bench and actually helping us out so much so, chat, that I've actually myself been contemplating for him to actually start over B-Pods again. Because reason being, it's just simply aggression. I know that Clay isn't the same offensive player that he was, or even shooter or scorer that he was. Defensive player, he's not the same as well. But it's the fact that teams still respect him enough for him to be even a threat offensively that helps the Warriors more. And I know he's actually willing and capable of taking these shots too. And the fact that B-Pod is capable but not willing is what hurts the Warriors the most. It's like you have a 38% shooter. Like I told you all the splits so many times. He's an elite pull-up shooter on small sample sizes. Any off-dribble shot he's been shooting amazing off of, but it's very small sample sizes, and the indicators are all there. But he just refuses to take these shots, and like I said, it continues to hurt your offense when you have someone on the floor while you have Draymond on the floor who's a non-spacer, Kuminga on the floor who's still developing and is still treated like a non-spacer at times as well. And you have who's the Steph, Draymond, Kuminga pods? Is Wiggins is starting, right? I'm tweaking.
Yeah, Wiggins is right now, yeah.
Yeah, and Wiggins who also gets treated sometimes like a non-spacer too. So like you can argue sometimes teams just don't care about anybody else besides Steph and they'll collapse on everything. And with B-Pod's attacking Casper, it just doesn't help the Warriors, like, period, bro. Like I don't know. I ain't got no words, bro. But
it's been crazy because I said like maybe 4 to 5 pods ago, like it's kind of concerning when B-Pods is playing just like Ben Simmons. And I was early in the season. We kept asking like, is it Kerr? Is it Pods? I'm really starting to lean more heavily on Pods now.
Well, no, we kept saying that because he kept talking about himself being a mini Draymond. So we're like, he's literally playing like Draymond.
Literally playing like that, yeah.
And he doesn't need to be.
Yeah, I'm looking at Clay's been hooping off the bench, bro. Shout out to Clay, honestly. Embracing the new role, becoming obviously more integrated with the bench lineups as well. He's been hooping out of his mind. So shout out to Klay Thompson. We definitely needed that, and I definitely think that this is a role that you will thrive in going forward, period. So shout out to you. What is it?
We'll get to that later.
New Steve Kerr just dropped. We'll get into it.
Oh, I just seen that.
Let's get to the next game, KB. Let's get to the next game.
Whoa.
Is he dead ass?
Let's get to the next game so we can get to it.
I mean, we got Tyrese masterclass first to talk about.
Yeah, let's get to that real quick.
Let's get to that next game, bro. God Almighty, please, yeah, Allah save me.
So the Pacers, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pacers. Yeah, Indiana. That shit. Yeah. So I want to have. That just fucked up my whole like trap. Wow. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm in like a bit of like a gray area after reading that comment.
Man is dazed. He's shell shocked.
So speaking of shell shocked and dazed, we played the Indiana Pacers, and
yep.
It was a loss, 123-111.
Here, I got some.
I gave up 36 in the third quarter.
I got some clips for this.
Oh, I got clips for this game too. Yeah, chat. So, and to the people who are listening to this as well, this game in particular was a bit strange to me because it was the definition of what are you doing? Slow down. Let's relax for a second. Like the Warriors have never like been a good pacing team this year. And I think that has a lot to do with just Chris Paul slowing down the pace of this team and them not getting accustomed to playing fast pace with some of the newer guys. So the Warriors this season in terms of pace and in terms of transition have been one of the worst teams in the NBA. And with one of the best teams at that in half court or transition, but particularly transition in the Indiana Pacers, they are amazing at what they do offensively. But defensively, they reek. So the Warriors were thinking to themselves, okay, they'd reek defensively. We could actually let's try to execute on transition, and they realized they couldn't. But to start off this game, they were actually playing some pretty good basketball. Like it was high paced, 40-point first quarter from each of them. You can see on the screen it says 38-38. The second quarter was particularly close as well. But the problem was the back end. Essentially, what lost us this game was the back end of the second quarter. So the 6-minute mark up until halftime, and then the rest of that game. So for the first quarter and a half of the second quarter, they played really good basketball. The back end of the second quarter, I believe we had around 60 points or 64.
We had 60. It was 60 points with 6 minutes left in the second quarter, and
how
we
much
entered halftime with 66.
There you go. And I was thinking to myself, and I was asking Denver, which I'm about to ask you, your thoughts on this game. Do you really think we're gonna have two stints?
67, not bad.
That's okay. You really think we're gonna have two stints where we don't score the ball for a very long time and never lapse? And I'm like, damn, like I don't remember that happening to us, but proceeds to happen. What did you think about this game in particular, Denver? With this game in Indiana.
Well, it started off with that. I don't remember exactly what happened in the last half of the second quarter, but in the third quarter, it was definitely they were missing more shots. They allowed the Pacers to get out and transition more, and so that would lead to them saying, "Okay, we need to pick up our pace now, since that's what we did last time we played this team, and it worked." And then that's when the turnovers start. There was a point where, what was it? It was, okay, so 7.5 minutes left in the third quarter. The Warriors had 3 turnovers.
Yep.
They finished the game with 14 turnovers. So they had 11 turnovers in the last 19 minutes of the game.
Mm-hmm. They did.
And it was just a bunch of, and I want to point out, most of those were like, or at least a lot of them in the third quarter were back to back to back possessions. Here, hold on, I got y'all, man.
Oh, no, I have some of these clips from that game in particular. I'm about to pull it up right now. These clips were horrible, man. It's moving in slow mo. Oh, this is also. Oh man, I forgot. Steph in this game was horrible. Jeez.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? He started off so well as well. He started off
and
really
then completely
good.
folded in the second half. Like just everything fell apart for him in the second half. Yeah.
Like look at some of this, like the processing from the Warriors in the
look at the timestamps of these, by the way. Like this is a minute later.
Bad bass.
A minute later. This is the next possession.
Oh my God, that's not even close.
And then I'm pretty sure that resulted in a 3 as well.
Yeah.
Like it's, and Steph didn't even attempt to get the ball.
And 1.
Steph shoots this crazy
air ball. Pretty sure he gets blocked by Tyrese in this quarter too.
He does. This is by far one of Steph's worst.
Bad pass.
like this is I ain't got no words, chat.
This is all in the same quarter.
This is all in the same quarter.
Oh my God. This is crazy.
Like, and that happened again. 17 minutes of game time is crazy against the Indiana Pacers, who, mind you, in the fourth quarter, you actually held to like 20 points. You did a pretty good job defensively. But again, offensively, you reek at executing, bro. Like you reek. And I'll show you guys the splits one more time here. You just reek offensively in the fourth quarter, period. Like, how is it that you held them to 21 points, but you scored 23 points in that fourth quarter? Like, how is that possible? How is it possible that you held the best offense one of the best offenses of the NBA to 21 points in a quarter, but you cannot capitalize on one of the worst defenses in the NBA, and you only scored 23 points in that fourth quarter? Gifted, what was your thoughts on this game, bro? Because one, I need to blow my nose, and 2, I'm gonna get angry.
Massive Steph Curry choke in the second half. Could not do anything proper. The decision making was terrible. We're
believe-
still seeing a lot of Chris Paul and B Pod's lineups, which we've been saying for multiple games. We see less of those. A lot of turnovers happen in between those two on the floor together. Can you show B Pods again his shots in this game? I'm just curious.
5 for 8.
All right, that's better. He took 8 shots now. Oh look, 3 of 5 from 3. So yeah,
What's
him actually trying to shoot the ball.
Point?
He was.
Mhm.
He was. He had a very bad second half to that game. Our process has looked terrible in the second halves of games, but to turn the ball over that quickly in that short of a stretch just speaks to the overall franticness and decision making from this roster, which we've seen in multiple games where they're up 12 and they blow the lead. So those are my thoughts.
Multiple games. Like Steph, this game in particular was absolutely horrible. From a processing standpoint, from being able to attack mismatches, he did everything wrong. Like everything wrong.
Yeah.
It says here he only has 1 turnover, but genuinely it felt like majority of his shots and touches were turnovers.
No, he had terrible shots.
Like,
he had shot turnovers in this game for sure.
By Tyrese Halliburton, taking ill-advised threes, and then on top of that, not getting down to the rim against one of the worst defenses in the NBA as well. Not correctly making the right passes. He was just lollygagging. Like it was just, in my opinion, the worst Steph Curry game of the season by far. In my opinion, from like a standpoint of everything.
It's pretty bad.
And again, it happens. It's an 82-game season. But to be honest with you, it's been a tendency like this for Steph for a very long time now, like for a good portion of the season. And I don't want to say the nigga is washed because, you know, he's had like bad seasons before and then bounced back with really good ones later. But it's really starting to show like the Warriors kind of need to, you know, make some changes like desperately. Are these Steph misses or makes?
Just both.
Okay. Yeah, I think that for the Warriors just going forward, you got to make some decisions. Decisions just have to be made. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, this game in particular, I remember he started off really well in this game. He hit like his first 3 threes or something like that.
He had a very strong start.
He missed that one. And I think the pick and roll possession is next that they'll show. Actually, no way, because he hit another 3 before that. Even the layups that he made were all goaltended. He didn't even see one actually go down. If you think about it. Yeah, I remember he hit this. This was crazy. It's a tough 3.
I really want to get to that Wolves game when we can, man.
Yeah, no, don't worry. We'll get there. But when he hit this chat, I thought he was actually going to be one of those nights where like he just on a heater. And it looked that way, but I ain't got no words. This is a good shot, though. I ain't mad at that. Short, that's fine. You'll see some of these shot selections, though.
True. It's like
that. You just think it's okay. That's a good take. I thought he missed that. I'm not gonna lie. Broken play, short 3. Not too mad at that. It was an ugly miss, though. Kaminga got to the line. Went on a crazy sequence where he just didn't score the ball. Like that. Like, what is that? Can you go back? Can you just go back real quick?
what the hell?
I don't know how they managed to put that in there. Like, look at this. Pause it.
Oh my god!
Like what is that shot, bro?
Like, okay, why did you pick up your dribble so early there?
What is that shot?
What is the processing here?
And then at least high throw back to Clay or hit Draymond, but you're gonna try to float it up for the shot like that was going in.
Try to look pretty and shit. See, that's what happens, bro. And then cause you see what best of week 21 Clay pull up 3 wax. You know what I'm saying? Workable. Y'all know about Clay, man. He gets to switch on Siakam. Siakam is pressing up. You have a clean blow by. You pump fake for no reason. That's a good move. Step back, short. I'm not mad at that. I'd like to see you attack him, but that's a good move. Wait.
All right. Okay.
Okay,
cool.
wait. Okay, we gotta get to some.
Yeah, you let me know when you want to move on to the Wolves game, bro. Like you let me know.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. We gotta get to the Wolves games. We have to get to the Wolves game, bro. Okay,
Yeah.
No.
Hold on. Let me just get to what was the play where he literally just tried to pull over 2 people. Okay, I think it's this one. Yeah.
We gotta get to the Wolves game. We have to. Yeah. No way. He actually said.
Oh no.
Okay, wait. Okay, quick intermission. We're showing this clip. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, we're about to get to we're about to break down this game, but there's a space going on right now, held by like a different Warriors community, and there's a particular post that I want to show you guys really quickly. I don't know why. Okay, I'm gonna pull this up right now. Oh my days, bro. Hold on.
Steve, you're out of your mind. And then you take the ball away from him. Have Chris Paul out there. Klay Thompson. The final play is for Klay Thompson while Steph Curry is playing decoy. And then Klay is taking some contested bullshit, fading, and that shit is not even close. That's how you close the game off? And then you try to close the game with Kuminga too, by the way, instead of Wiggins. Wiggins doesn't come back into the game until the 2-minute mark in the fourth quarter. Kuminga is unreliable. He's a scorer.
I disagree.
Fine. He's a budding scoring star, whatever the fuck you want to call him. He's not a closer. He's not a championship caliber player.
I disagree, but I'll let him continue.
He makes mistakes out there constantly. And the later it gets, the worse he becomes. It's kind of like Jordan fucking Poole. Recognize this. Do not overextend Kuminga to more than what he's capable of. Recognize that he's a spark. Use him off the bench. And if he's having a good night, then give him more minutes. All right? If he's holding up defensively, then give him more minutes. Otherwise, keep a fucking short leash on him. Because this is not the fucking time anymore at this point. Talking about you're going to close the game with Kuminga. He's not a closer. You're going to fuck the season completely if you keep doing this. Pots.
You're going to fuck. The season's already. Does he know, chat?
Okay.
Wait,
Are we done? Are we done? Are we done with this?
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
All right, please hurry up. Thank you.
If the Warriors are going to go down, I want them to go down swinging with their best fucking lineups. None of this inconsistent, too inexperienced, doing like bad shit. Like, enough of this. Change the starting lineup, man. It's time. It's too fucking inconsistent. We've seen it for over a month now. Enough is enough.
Is that it?
Can I go?
That's the most hinged Jim Parker I've seen.
Okay. I have the Steve Kerr clip.
No, we got to talk about the game first before because we need to talk about the game.
Yeah.
What did you about to say, Denver?
So is he saying that he wants Klay back in the starting lineup?
That's the thing. That's another thing, chat. It's like
the dude that
this is the most
he was completely out on last month.
This is what I don't understand. I think yes, sometimes in seasons things happen. You need different lineups. You might need to go with something else, try something new. I get it, but there's a level of consistency that you have to just be at with your team. There is things that Steve Kerr has, and I agree to some of what Jim Park said. I think Steve Kerr has made horrible adjustments and is not making the right adjustments from a game-to-game perspective. But the problem is that the hole that we're in right now, the root of the cause is because of Wiggins and Klay and other guys who are our veterans playing horrible basketball. The root of the problem was Draymond just not even being there for a good portion of the season in general. The root of the problems were guys like Kevon Looney and Corey Joseph getting extreme amounts of minutes while they were not impacting the floor, period. Those are the roots of your problems. So when we get to this point and we actually played some of our best basketball with some of these younger guys, and then after when they show signs of young and youthfulness, because Pod is a rookie, and Kuminga's in his 3rd year, it's not fair to sit here and yell and scream and say Kuminga's not a championship caliber kind of player when he's 3 years in. He's finally gotten the opportunity.
This is the first year that he's actually gotten consistent minutes.
So yes, there's going to be ups and downs. Does it suck that the ups and downs come at to the expense of the Warriors and their lineups and their record? For sure. But he has to get these minutes at some point because, nigga, you have no one else. You have nobody else. B. Pods was clearly, to start the year, playing better than Klay Thompson, and you had no one else. Maybe you could have gone to Moody. Again, it was some Steve Kerr's the problem that he has. But the point still stands. Your root of your problem was the old niggas playing like garbage and the young niggas on the bench playing amazing. So
I just don't understand the logic though. Like, okay, he's saying take Kuminga out because he's not a proven championship piece. If we assume he's saying slide in Klay, he wants to start Steph, B Pods, Klay with Draymond at the 5 and Wiggins. Is that what we're doing? Is that the lineup?
And that's just, to me, there's just not like a formula that you want to win at. I think that Klay should probably replace B-Pods to close the year because he's too passive as a player for us to rely on starting level minutes anymore. And I think his minutes do need to get trimmed down more. I think Moses Moody does deserve some shine. And yeah, I understand what he's saying to a degree. I'm not saying that he's saying anything out of norm, but completely flipping the switch and trying to blame it on these young guys, it's just not fair. When the root of your problem was the older guys actually playing horrible basketball for majority of the start of the season. Wiggins was a starting caliber player for like a good 2 months, a good 3 months. He wasn't a starting caliber wing in this league for like a good 3 months. And I can guarantee you no one can argue against that for that first 3 months. He was horrible. Klay Thompson wasn't a starting caliber player. I don't think he's just a starting caliber player, period. But for a good portion of that year, he just wasn't a starting caliber player at all for those first couple of months as well. Like, you can't sit here and deny it. You can't deny the fact that also, as much as we love Steph, he was horrible for a good portion as well. After that 62 start, he was just as bad as anyone else too. You only had your bench to go off of. And I'm not going to blame a lot on Steph because, like I said, I do feel like Steph has to play insanely good just for us to skate by. But again, the point still stands. The root of your problem was these old guys, not the youngins. So it's not fair to sit here and try to actually give them a lot of the blame. But to move on to this game, the Minnesota Timberwolves beat the Warriors, and the Warriors lose yet another game, 114-110, in a game we actually just watched right now. So when you see this pod and you're wondering, we just seen this. Why do y'all keep putting quotes every time I want to talk about the game? Gifted, I want to hear your thoughts on this game, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Tell me, what did you think about this game? What did you see, bro?
This game was terrible. Naz Reid did what we thought Naz Reid would do. B-Pods was yet again not really aggressive. Huh?
Well, not what? Really. I thought he'd hit 9 threes, but he only had 6.
Okay. B-Pods once again barely really took shots like that. Chris Paul had some bad passes in the fourth. The mismanagement of minutes down the stretch, we have multiple clips to get to with that. We'll definitely speak and touch on that. The amount of threes that we just gave up. Again, Nikhil, like, oh man. I feel like the Trace minutes were pretty solid today, but even he had some times where he wasn't as effective as he could be. I don't know, man. This felt like a casual Warriors game where they just come in, it looks solid, it looks okay, and then it just falls apart as you get closer and closer towards the end. I'm pretty sure we had like a solid lead in this game. Like,
yeah, a little like 8-point lead or something.
Yeah,
like that. I don't know.
They pretty much like softly controlled the game for 3 quarters, and then towards the end of the third and the fourth, that's really where they lost a lot of their control, and that kind of correlates to Steph only playing 30 minutes in this game.
Yeah, hey, you can say it right now if you want. I don't mind, bro. You go ahead, bro.
I really want to play this clip. Can I please play this Curry clip, bro?
Oh, well, no, because I want to talk about like the Timberwolves real quick.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Denver, what did you think about this game too, bro? Don't worry, I got the clip, bro. I got
the only thing I'm thinking about right now is 29:51. Yeah, 29 minutes and 51 seconds. So Steph got subbed out 4 minutes left in the third quarter. At which point I told my my co-host here, I was like, okay, so I see what he's doing. He's subbing him out early just so that he has more fourth quarter minutes, right? We get to minute 8, the fourth quarter, minute 7, and Stephen Curry is still not in the game.
Nope.
And it was at which point where we actually figured out, wow, even if he plays the rest of this fourth quarter, unless this game goes to overtime, he is not
He
going
will
to hit
still
30
not crack
minutes.
30. Yes.
And it's not like he was off or anything like that. Like he had 31 points in 29 minutes. So I feel like it's just malpractice, and especially considering a large part of the T-Wolves run that they went on happened in those first few minutes in the fourth quarter when he would have, in theory, been subbed back into the game. So it's just.
I'm not going to give my thoughts. I'm going to let Steve Kerr.
And we had a 12-point lead.
We did.
I'm going to let Steve Kerr answer.
We're now tied with the Spurs, by the way, for choking leads when you're up 12 and losing the game.
Hold on. We'll get our answer, guys. We'll see why we think that, Steve Kerr, why did you only play Steph that amount of minutes, and how come he sat for that long, right? We would like to hear your answer, man. So here's the clip.
We're trying to keep him around 30, trying to get him as much rest as we can. Playing a lot of minutes, 35.
Okay, I know we're like 18 seconds of this clip, but rest for what? Like no, honestly, like rest for what?
The Olympics, silly.
Like what rest is he gonna get if you're not gonna make the play-in? Like I understand.
I don't know.
I'm not even gonna sit here and be like surprised. Like if you were 7-8 and you had a little bit of space and you're fighting for 6, I would be like, okay, at least you're still in this position. Nigga, you're 10 fighting for a play-in position right now. As much as I love Steph Curry and I want him to get his rest, and I think he's deserving of it. Yo, you don't rest him for 10 minutes of game time, which is like 40. I want you to realize, chat. 10 minutes of game time is like in real life time is a very long time. Like
you literally watched the Wolves go on a run when he was on the bench.
Time.
That's like
where's the urgency?
That's 25 is an understatement. 10 minutes of real game time is damn near like 30 to 45 minutes.
It's a lot of game time. Like that is a lot of game time.
An extreme amount of game time, and on top of that, you put him in the game at literally the worst spot where they're down 8, and he still manages to bring it back within 1 point. When they had a 4-point lead, you sub him back in with 8. Mind you, when he subbed him back in, they proceed to put in Jay McDaniels before Steph Curry. Yep. Then he sees that and brings Steph Curry in like Steph's the defender, J-Max the offensive player. Like,
yeah,
the most brain dead thing I've ever seen in my entire life from Steve. But now I want to keep hearing the clip.
Overplay.
Oh, no. Shh. Watch his next part.
Looked like you might go back to Steph, didn't, and then it was 8, and you did go back. Do you feel like that was one of the deciding stretches?
We got Chris Paul
Pause it. So when asked if he thought that this was a deciding stretch, he said no. We have Chris Paul. His answer was no, we have Chris Paul, we'll be fine. When Minnesota literally went on the run with, guess who's on the floor? Chris Paul. And nothing told him, you know what, maybe we should sub in our best player, the guy that during the game was actually providing pretty good offense when he was on the floor overall. And instead, you wait until they're down 8 in a must-win game to let Chris Paul and them try to figure things out. When by the numbers, the Warriors are not a good fourth quarter team, and Steph had already got enough rest because like Denver alluded to, you pulled Steph early in the third. But we have Chris Paul. Your response to this all is we have Chris Paul, so we're fine. His leadership, we're good. What happened? We lost the game narrowly. When Steph comes back in, he actually makes it a closer game. Maybe if he was something a bit earlier, he does that earlier, and maybe we squeeze out a win, or maybe go to OT. I don't know. But to wait until the very last minute as much as possible to time your rotations with Steph for Jaden McDaniels, where is the logic? The point of Chris Paul is to floor manage the game when Steph isn't on the floor through the first 3 quarters. But when you get to winning time in the fourth, Steph should be out there. That makes 0 sense.
Wait,
0.
and if you want to know, well, you know, it's Chris Paul. He can floor manage. This is your floor manager. Watch the clip. This is the person he's okay, comfortable with just leaving Steph out for prolonged amounts of time.
No, that pass was insane.
That was an insane pass.
That was a tie game at 86, and he does that.
He was a
sees
minus
this.
10 in the fourth.
Yeah, he was a minus 10 in the fourth, yeah.
And how many minutes did he play in the fourth? It had to have been, what, 5?
I'm going to double check real quick.
I don't even know. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. I have no idea. I just
I'm
don't.
about to check right now.
I'm about to get back to the finish the rest of the clip.
Yeah.
What's it?
Denver, Chris Paul played 5 minutes and 44 seconds in the fourth quarter. Yeah.
So let me see. So yeah, 4:07 in the third. Paul for Curry. The Warriors have a 4-point lead. They're up 69-65. TJD would hit the second free throw. It was during a free throw.
Yep.
And they would actually build an 8-point lead after a Draymond Green 3-pointer. At which point, everything just goes completely upside down.
Yep.
Let's finish the clip though, man. Because you know Steve Kerr he's on his he's doing something right now. He's doing something. Bro, it doesn't even sound like he believes the shit he's saying though. Am I capping? Like, listen to the way he says we got these guys. Like, he's saying it like cope. Like, listen. It sounds defensive and cope. Like, it doesn't sound like he's believing the shit that he's saying right now. Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah.
Just making sure, because I did that. I'm not looking at the playback screen right now. So, you hear that? We got Clay, we got Draymond, we got. Bro, he doesn't believe this shit.
That's where we are right now in the season. It's too late to hear all that. We can't expect to ride Steph. What else do you expect when you're the 10th seed in the West fighting for the 10th because the Rockets are now a game behind you? What do you mean we can't ride Steph? This is the time of the season where if you're trying to make a run or make the playoffs, this is where you have to ride your stars. What are you saying? We can't expect to ride Steph. There's no hope for this team if we don't. What sense does that make?
So during that stretch, which was a 10-minute stretch, the Warriors got outscored 32.
Yeah.
Oh my God, 32-20.
You surprised?
I just didn't think it was 32 points.
I didn't think it was 32, but I'm definitely not surprised.
I was watching Nikhil hit countless threes. Monte Morris hit his threes. I was watching all this unfold, so I'm not really surprised. But I want to hear what else he has to say because I just want the clip to play up because this thing is on some bullshit right now. And chat, there's way more clips to actually play.
I got one right after this.
And to be fair to Steve Kerr, because I will shoot him some bail. I'm not blaming this on him because he doesn't have much to do with front office and roster construction.
Yeah.
At least I'll say that for now. So yes, you have been putting a lot on Steph in terms of the burden. I do understand that. But again, to give this point, you're not at a point in the season where you can take that burden off of him. And 2, you need him to close out these games. And 3, the people that you're relying on were stinking it up, like Klay Thompson. Like he was literally, and I kid you not shooting the ball well. And if Klay's not shooting the ball well, it's not a lot he can do for your team besides gravity and off-ball play. And when he's with TJD, pass the ball. So like, my whole problem with that is your logic doesn't make any sense. It's skewed because yes, you don't want to rely on Steph, but the people that you're relying upon aren't even reliable. So it's like, what are you talking about here? It's not a point in time where you could actually come out and say, I can rely on these guys without Steph Curry when they're actively stinking it up. You seen them go from a lead to deficit to down 8. Then you put in Steph, and Steph legitimately, we were a GP2 layup away from probably closing that game out properly. Like, again, and then that same game, the last minute, you close with CP. You're actually something special, bro. You're something special, bro.
Wiggins didn't come back in until the 2-minute mark.
Oh, mind you as well, Kuminga was horrible. I didn't even get to that.
Yeah, Kuminga wasn't good the whole game for the most part. Yeah.
Horrible. Offensively, couldn't get to the basket, which made sense. Rudy Gobert down there, Naz Reid, a bunch of wings on you. No counters, which makes sense because he's still learning. He's in his 3rd year. And like defensively, my God, it was horrible. Like he was shooting the gap on Mike Conley and Rudy Gobert PNR when Draymond is playing high. So he was literally essentially not doing anything on that PNR. And he was dying on ball screens, being a blow-by guy. He was horrible. There was a play where Steph had a split action, and Jonathan Kuminga was in the post. He proceeds to look off and open Steph 3 to drive and get clothesline out, nothing, and almost turns the ball over, or does. Like, he was horrible. And instead, Steve Kerr sees all that, then subs him out.
And then in the fourth quarter, after waiting too long to bring Steph back in the game, your decision for the final play of the game is so telegraphed. We called it right before. It's going to be a Klay Thompson decoy play.
I called it, bro. I told they run that same. They run that same drifting play.
It's the same play. And the funny part is there was a tweet saying that there is a assistant for the Minnesota Timberwolves that knew the play they were going to run. And they said, thank you for that, because without him, we wouldn't. He literally told them the exact play they were going to run, and they ran it word for word.
And the worst part is, I don't understand if Klay was like 11 for 13 from 3 and he was hot, it's scorching hot. Because Klay, when he gets his shooting off, it's crazy. Steph was shooting well from 3, and bro, like Timberwolves giving a lot of credit to McCarnoy for knowing exactly what the Warriors were going on and run to Klay Thompson.
That's what I'm talking about.
He ran it for us in the huddle. Naz Reid said that's just crazy. You're becoming so predictable. And it's not the predictable where it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Nigga, it's broken. Fix it, bro. It's broken, my nigga. Like, fix this, bro. Real quick,
let's close this one out because we got more clips after the Kerr. I don't know what else is going to say for the last 20 seconds, but
listen.
If you want to say that him playing 30 minutes instead of 32 is the difference in the win and the loss, I totally disagree with that. We're trying to win the game. We're trying to keep them fresh, too.
You're retarded, dude. I'm sorry.
you have to cut that out.
Keep him fresh for what?
What do you keeping them fresh for the offseason, my nigga? I guess.
So y'all heard how Steve Kerr felt. This is how Steph felt. I hope I got the Denver curse. Hang on.
Yeah, I got you. Don't worry.
I legitimately got the Denver curse. That's funny.
You guys can see, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Steph does a great job of giving like around the bell answers. He looks so mad. I don't know if you could.
He's very media trained.
He took time to breathe. Like he spent a lot of time. Like let me not say that.
I want to overanalyze. I look like a weirdo doing this, but just watch his face as he says, like, "We'll try to find something in the middle." Just watch where he's just watch.
Yeah, he's smiling, saying that shit.
Oh, he looks. You know the meme where someone's smiling, but behind the mask, he's angry as hell. That's literally what I'm seeing right now, bro.
No, wait.
He's literally smiling like a Homelander.
Real quick, KB, go back like 10 seconds real quick and just look at him pondering what to say to make sure he doesn't like say something crazy. Oh, you know what? It might be right before this actually. Like he dead ass has his head up like.
Are you surprised how long you rested in the fourth?
Yeah, we're right here. What do I say that's gonna get clipped? Like he dead ass gotta think hard. He trying to stop himself.
So he's so pissed.
Keep you
Oh yeah.
at 32 with how compact the schedule is, and really, and how much of a burden you've had the last 15 years really with this franchise. I mean, I know it's a conversation we've had plenty, but I mean, can you only play 30 to 32 right now, considering what's at stake?
The situation will define itself pretty clearly, and it is in kind of real time. So every game matters. Inching closer to the other end of the standings that we never thought we'd be in. Nobody's gonna wave the white flag and say you're mailing it in, and that means playing more minutes, and I'll be ready to do that.
Bro. Crazy, man. It's not. There's more. There is more. Hold on. This is Draymond's thoughts about the game.
An extended film session on the Pacers game. Just how ugly was that? How demoralizing is it considering stakes, situation, standings, all that you guys?
It sucks. We have to win.
How are you kind of balancing that we need to win, and also we also have to build these good habits so that if we do make it in the play and beyond, we can make a run?
But in order to win, you have to build good habits. So I don't think we have great habits. We play with great habits at all times.
The position you're in now, just in the standings, game up on Houston, what would you say are some of the biggest factors that have led to this?
Losing games. Especially games when we should win. We lose a lot of games that we should win. So in this league, you have to win the games you're supposed to win, and still a few that you're not supposed to win. But if you lose the ones you're supposed to win, you're in for a long year.
I feel like you should have won tonight.
For sure.
What do you think didn't allow you to?
A lot of things. We have too many breakdowns.
Yeah.
You just can't win having breakdowns. You have breakdowns. It changes momentum. And momentum in this league is not hard to. It's not easy to get that. So they're an NBA team too. And by the standards, they're a much better NBA team than us. So if you can't not have breakdowns, you're gonna lose. And if you play against a team that is technically better than you and you have breakdowns, you're always gonna lose. And
Technically.
that's why we lose a lot right now.
It seemed like in the second half it was mostly like half court, like pick and roll or switch type breakdowns.
Yeah,
Is that
we're a very quiet team, so you have communication. You have issues on defense when you have bad communication.
how much are you now kind of tracking the Rockets?
I don't think you down another Rockets.
And it ends like that. So clearly the vibes are down. You can see people are frustrated visibly. Draymond, the anchor on defense, and the second best player, Steph, both are visibly upset because of the task that they have offensively. It's in Steph Curry, and the task that's being given to Draymond defensively on that end as well. It's been an ongoing issue. You would continue to try to, like Steve Kerr said, carry and feed off the backs of these guys for 15 years. But in a dire situation where you actually need them, you start limiting one of the two's minutes. And like I said, bro, I can't take this team serious at all. As much as I see all these great runs, as much as I see the small adjustments that we've been asking for 4 months happen, and then us go on a little 7-8-0, little game win streak or whatever. It doesn't change the fact that how mid this team is, how inconsistent this team is, the problems with it in terms of executing on offense, especially late in game, the fact that you actually can't play consistent basketball 1 through 4 quarters, the fact that defensively you guys lack communication, lack switching ability. There's so many things you lack offensively as well with that. It just like there's so many ongoing issues with this team that it's been that has been like it's been horrible. Like it's been genuinely horrible. I have no other words for this team. And do I think this team will make the postseason? I'll be honest with you, I'll say this now. I don't even care. I don't think the Warriors are going to make the play by the looks of it. I don't think so.
No way. What?
I just don't think so.
What?
I don't think the Warriors are making the play.
That's crazy. Wow. What? I can't believe you, man.
It's
Yeah.
Wow, man. Wow.
I ain't got no words about. I want to move on to the next game for the following week.
Oh yeah, we do got games coming up for the following week. We can do this thing where we guess what the Warriors go according to our schedule.
I have it here.
Oh, you have it? Okay, word up.
Our next, before you go, because we're gonna be here every Sunday again. So our next 4 games, if I could just zoom in, MacBook, fuck's sake, thank you. We have Miami, Orlando, Charlotte, and San Antonio. And now Miami and Orlando are back to back, which is wicked. Thank you, Adam Silver. Very tough game. I'm pretty sure Miami just blew out. They just blew out Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bam had 62 fantasy points. Yeah,
They won by 37, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We might. I'm gonna say I don't give a fuck. I'm saying 1-4. We lose all these games. We lose all these.
I'm Charlotte.
Yeah, we're losing to Charlotte too. I'm saying 1-4. We lose to Miami. Close game. We collapse in the 4th quarter. We get blown up by Orlando. We beat Charlotte, and then we lose to.
Yeah, actually, we would be Trey Mann's gonna have like 35 that game. Book it.
I'm going 2-2. I think we beat Miami and we beat Charlotte.
You say we lose to San Antonio?
Yep.
That's completely fair. So Denver, what is your record prediction, man?
I'll say 1-3. I say we actually. Yeah, I'll say 1-3. I say we win the Charlotte game. We lose everything else.
Okay, indeed.
Ferris, so by the looks of it, chat, by when we come back next week, we won't be in the play-in picture. Probably. So, and there's a marquee game. We do play Houston on April 4th, but at this point, I actually don't think it matters. So, we will not be there. We can actually look at the Rocket schedule while we're here because
we need Portland to win tomorrow.
We need Portland to win. That shit is not happening again. I ain't gonna lie. Let's look at the Rocket schedule.
People's mixed. Yeah, he said earlier that they what was it? I forgot.
The Trailblazers have a top 4 protected pick. That's from us.
Yeah.
So the the Rockets play. Their next 4 games are Portland, Oklahoma City,
God, bro, Jalen Green,
Utah. Yeah, he's been going crazy.
Yeah,
and Dallas. I'll be honest with you. They could also go 2-2 in this stretch as well.
it's possible.
They could beat Portland and Utah. Do they beat? Like they're at in OKC on Wednesday, and they play Dallas at home. Now, and Dallas is not resting nobody neither, and I don't think OKC is going to be resting anybody on Wednesday. So, I can lie.
It's possible they're going 2-2.
Also, go 2-2. I'll be 100% honest with y'all. But yeah, that's about it for us today, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I am annoyed a little bit, but as expected, honestly. You feel me? So, like I said, actually, you know what? Let me. You know what? Hold on. Let me bookmark this because I'm gonna repost that later.
Really?
Yeah. chat.
See who? So you see who he's replying to?
Who?
Oh, you mean just the picture?
Yeah, I'm taking the photo and I'm just posting out
Yeah.
loud. Shit. But chat, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. You feel me?
Law of
Yeah.
averages, you can't have insane talent for 80% of your career.
It was. It's Ramadan, so I'm gonna just let him be. He's also Muslim, so I'm not gonna call him out his name. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast, man. You feel me? Hit that like button. Turn on the post notifications if you haven't already. Yeah. Any final words before we head out? Animated, gifted, and Denver.
Let's have some fun, man. Basketball's about having fun. Let's get back to that, man.
Just what? Any final words for me?
You're seeing this. Okay, he just left me up here. If you're seeing this, that means that I have a video up from when we watched the first episode of Mind the Game. So if you can come over to my channel if you want to, okay, if you want to watch that, youtube.com/Double D Worth. And yeah, so we all right, KB. All right, so that's about it from us. We will be back next week, and for the people on playback right now, I believe we're going to be back whenever Mind the Game drops, because I think it drops every Tuesday. So we'll be back before the Miami game.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Yep.
Why did y'all just let me ISO?
That's all gifted. That wasn't me.
I don't know what he mean, man. We will have a great time next week, though.
For some reason, gifted likes to tweak out and just randomly start doing weird stuff as we're doing an outro. I don't know why, but chat, like, comment, and subscribe. Don't get confused now. I ain't gonna lie.
You moved me down. I thought.
You know why
What
I
you mean?
moved you down. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't know what you mean, man.
All right, bro. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. We'll catch y'all next week, and until then, we'll see y'all, man.
Peace.